The original Xenoblade was the peak of video game storytelling. The story was complex, philosophical, and the characters felt like real human beings. Even the Joe characters knew when to stop being sick. And then there's Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Now place your hand on my chest.
Oh. This game is a joke in comparison. The voice acting is awful, and the main character is very dislikable.
I love you too. Love you and all you guys.
Rex, what the f... And then there's also sometimes very interesting camera angles. Overall, I was not particularly fascinated with this game and ended up dropping it halfway through. But then Xenoblade Chronicles 3 got announced. And this game looks amazing. So in order to get all the references in Xenoblade 3, I had to play Xenoblade 2. And honestly, it was not that bad. Despite its flaws, it's still a worthy entry in the Xenoblade series. The game is set in Allrest. It is a place in which humans live on top of giant titans, which swim in a giant cloud ocean. All the titans swim around a giant world tree in the middle of the world. It is said that on top of this world tree there is a land called Elysium. And this place is supposed to be big enough that everyone can live on it. More and more titans are dying and sinking into the cloud sea. And because of this, humans are waging war over the remaining land. This by itself is very interesting, and the further you play, the more interesting the world gets. This made me want to keep playing despite the sometimes very bad cutscenes and grindy bosses. Talking about bosses, the combat was actually really fun. The basic idea is that you do smaller attacks in order to be able to do bigger attacks, and eventually build up a giant chain combo. This meant that big bosses with enormous HP bars were actually enjoyable, as it gave me time to build up the giant combos. This game has 14 hours of cutscenes. But these cutscenes never felt like they were interrupting the game, since the story is the main selling point of a Xenoblade game. They also never came in unexpected moments, so you could choose yourself whether you wanted to advance in the story or explore the area more. One thing I didn't like about this game was the blade system. In Xenoblade 2 you play as drivers who collect core crystals, which they can use to summon blades. Blades are sort of weapons and sort of not weapons. They're humanoid, and you bond with them and then you can use their weapons. It doesn't make sense. I like the idea of collecting characters, but the way it's done in this game is not very good. It is very frustrating to get blades. There's a very slim chance to get one of the rare blades, which are the only ones that have unique designs. And it doesn't help that there's some areas which block you from entry unless you have certain blades with certain abilities, and every time you want to get in, you need to equip one of these blades. So every time you want to pass one place, you need to equip your blades, then do the thing, I don't know, smash the rocks, and then unequip them so that you have actually good blades in battle. However, something that's very good in this game is the music. The best song by far being Counterattack. Most of the characters are very cliché and very annoying in the beginning, but after a while they actually started to grow on me. There is Nia, who calls everyone out on their stupidity, and then there's Rex, who has to learn to grow into the position as a hero that he was put in on accident. There's also Pyra, who is burdened with being a blade capable of destroying an entire titan. Before I forget it, there's also Zeke, who is by far my favorite character. This guy interrupts the story in the same fashion Team Rocket does.
This eye patch conceals a power too great for mere mortals to comprehend. The Eye of Shining Justice!
I give this game 7 Eyes of Shining Justice out of 10.